You see, you see, this is why Lewandowski deserved to win Best Player of the Year. Seriously, I mean, what else does Lewandowski have to prove to show that he is the best striker in the world? Like, let's be honest, Lewandowski, best freaking striker in the world. I mean, come on, what else can you say? Like, man, oh man, what a crazy game this was. Crazy flipping game. I honestly have no words, because for most of this game, the first half, let's be honest, Bayern, they played pretty sloppy. But Lewandowski, man, once again, comes to the rescue for Bayern. Seriously, he just absolutely came to the freaking rescue, and bam, man, oh man, that's the result. A G. A freaking G in the clutch. In the clutch, that's right. You know, the thing about Lewandowski is that I don't think Bayern have had a striker of Lewandowski's caliber like that in the last 10 years. Name me the last time prior to Lewandowski that we had a striker of Lewandowski's talent. Like, maybe Klose, but I think Lewandowski so far is miles ahead of Klose in terms of a club. You know, in terms of Bayern, Lewandowski, without a doubt, miles ahead of Klose, in my opinion. Now, it might sound like a dumb thing for me to say, but come on, how can you not say that he's miles ahead of Klose after what he just did? Like, come on, man, this was unflippin' real. And what can I say about this game? And first of all, Coman, thankfully, he appears to be okay. Because, you know, that Coman injury in the first half got me really scared. Because, you know, being a Bayern fan, I just want us to go a full season without us losing any key players. Because, honestly, injuries are always stupid. I mean, not stupid. Injuries are always just a terrible thing to deal with. But, you know, thankfully, hopefully, Coman's going to be alright. Because, I mean, I saw that he came back. So he appeared to be okay. But tonight, man, give it up to Lewandowski. Showed up in the clutch, like always for Bayern. And we got the dub. Now, one thing I'll say about this game is that Alaba's finishing was kind of bad. Because in the first half, I don't know how Alaba didn't score that. Because, honestly, man, I don't know why we're playing Alaba in midfield. Like, can somebody explain me why we started playing Alaba in midfield? Like, I mean, I think that Alaba is definitely possibly going to leave Bayern. I mean, I don't want to make any, I don't want to, like, you know, I don't want to get anything wrong, but I have a feeling that Alaba is possibly going to move to either Juventus or maybe even Manchester United, because I've been seeing that Alaba, he's been linked with, I think, yeah, he's been linked with Manchester United the most, so he could go to the Premier League, I don't know, because Alaba, he wants a higher wage, because Bayern, they're not going to pay him a higher wage, because, I mean, because we have a bunch of other players that we need to pay the wages, and I think that, you know, Bayern, just Alaba would cost too much for Bayern. That's why I think he's possibly gonna, you know, he's gonna move to a different club. But tonight, man, I personally think that that Jamal Musiala, first of all, man, Musiala deserves more starting opportunities for Bayern. I mean, I don't know why we don't want to give him more starting opportunities, but Musiala, give him more playing time, because if we give him more playing time, like Musiala, he's been without a doubt the best rising player for Bayern in, like, for this year, because last year it would have to be Alphonso Davies, but this year Jamal Musiala, he's been absolutely producing wonders for Bayern. He's just been absolutely producing wonders, and it's just incredible to see how we're able to continuously develop good players, because that's what we need. That's a key part of our future success. And speaking about this game, man, I feel like that in the first half, Bayern, I don't know where the hell Bayern were at in the first half, but in the first half, they played pretty bad. Because in the first half, Bayer Leverkusen, not going to lie, they had us in the first half, especially on the counterattack. Like, they were absolutely just, you know, keeping up with the counter. And our defense in the first half had no answer for Leverkusen's counterattack. Like, if it wasn't for Neuer, I think that we would have been down at least by 3 Gs in the first half, because the way how Leverkusen were playing, they were easily countering us, and they could have it could have been a nightmare for Bayern, but thankfully, man, Neuer's heroics are the reason why we didn't get hammered by Leverkusen, because I'll give Leverkusen credit. They played pretty well in the first half, but in the second half, I think they played all right too, but in the second half, it was a different story for Bayern. Lewandowski, once again, right plays at the right time, being able to score a clutch header. I mean, yeah, I mean, being able to score a clutch goal in the dying seconds of the game just proves to me that he deserved the FIFA Player of the Year award. Like, it's not even up for debate, man. Lewandowski, hands down, he's the best striker in the world right now. Best striker in the world by far. And I'm hoping that next year he wins FIFA Ballon d'Or, because I'm glad he won FIFA Player of the Year, because he absolutely got robbed of the Ballon d'Or. And tonight proved why Lewandowski got robbed of the Ballon d'Or, because he is just the GOAT right now of all strikers, my honest opinion. Seriously. But in the first half, man, we created some great chances in the first half, but I feel like our finishing in the first half was absolutely just completely sloppy, because we were doing a pretty decent job, but it's just our defending, man. Our defending needs to improve, because if we want to repeat as Champions League winners, because I mean, look what Liverpool did today to Crystal Palace. They freaking hammered Crystal Palace 7-0. That's right, 7 freaking 0. And we're kind of lucky not to go against Liverpool, because, you know, Liverpool in the Champions League, they gave us some trouble, you know. And Liverpool, I think that Liverpool are one of the teams that can, you know, dethrone this Bayern team if we don't play with a sense of urgency. Because, I mean, I think that in the transfer window, we should go after a midfielder, or maybe even a defender. I'd say midfield defender would have to be Bayern's biggest need in the transfer window, because I read that we are likely not going to go after any player in the January transfer window. But I have to say, we should go after a player in the transfer window if we want to repeat as Champions League winners, because the goal, like always, is to repeat as Champions League winners. But I think that we should get another midfielder. What's going on, Musa? What's up, Cave Out? How you doing? Welcome to my stream here. Hope you guys are doing well. But yeah, as I was saying, man, midfielder and defender, I think those are Bayern's biggest need. Or maybe even another, I think another winger would also be an area for need for Bayern. Just because, like, if one of our key wingers goes down, am I a Munich fan? Of course, man, I am a Munich fan. Been a Bayern fan for a pretty long time now. So, yeah, I mean, that's why I do these streams, because I'm a Bayern fan. But just tonight, man, I was just absolutely in the first half. First half, in my opinion, was the worst football I've seen from Bayern in, like, the last 3 games. But thankfully, Lewandowski, man, he deserved it, man, because in these last couple of games, Bayern have been playing absolutely sloppy. We haven't been getting the results we wanted. I mean, even though we didn't lose the game, we were just, like, dropping points, and thankfully tonight we didn't drop points, so that is a positive. Us not dropping points just goes to show you that this Bayern team, we need to win these Bundesliga games. If we want to repeat as Champions League winners, we have to win Bundesliga games. It's important for us to win these games, just to show that we are still the best team in Europe, you know. And, of course, you know, it's easy to say that because it's going to determine whether or not in the Champions League, because, you know, in about 2 months, we're going to be going against Lazio. There are our Champions League opponents, and against Lazio, I think both games against Lazio are going to be winnable. I don't think Lazio present too much of a threat for Bayern, but I just think that as long as everybody's going to be healthy, and as long as our players can, you know, continue to perform on a top level, then we are for sure going to repeat as Champions League winners. Because, I mean, we need this Lewandowski, especially if we're going to be going against teams like PSG or Liverpool. We need this Lewandowski because, I mean, without Lewandowski, we are just not going to go anywhere. And I think that Lewandowski is a better striker than Mandzukic and especially Miroslav Klose in terms of Bayern club level. Because, I mean, think about what Lewandowski is doing for Bayern right now. We haven't had a striker like that in just ages. Like, I just can't remember the last time Bayern have had a striker of Lewandowski's talent. You know, like, I just can't remember. You know, because Lewandowski, I think he's the best striker we've had in a long time since, you know, since Gerd Müller. I still think that Gerd Müller is miles ahead of Lewandowski, but Lewandowski, in my opinion, is the second best striker that Bayern have had since Gerd Müller. You know, that's the best way that I can place Lewandowski on Bayern's scoring list. But, man, let's talk about the Liverpool Crystal Palace game for a bit, because Liverpool, they just completely hammered them. Like Liverpool, oh, man, that was just a crazy performance. You see, like, this is what I mean when I say Bayern we need our Bayern players to remain healthy, because look what Liverpool did to Crystal Palace tonight. They just absolutely hammered them. And I do think that once Van Dijk comes back, Liverpool, they're going to go far again. But just for tonight, man, hey, Bayern, they did the thing. Lewandowski stepping up in the clutch. That's what I'm talking about. Like, scoring all these clutch goals, man, we're going to need that from Lewandowski, especially in the Champions League, you know. especially in the Champions League. And Barcelona earlier today, they drew 2-2. But Messi, he equaled Pele's record of most goals scored with a single club with 643 goals. That's right. But yeah, man, so many great games today. You had the Arsenal and the Everton game. I was gonna watch that game, but since the Bayern game was on, since I'm a Bayern fan, I don't want to miss any Bayern games, so that's why I watched the Bayern game. Thing about the Bayern games and the Premier League games, just the schedule always is kind of just a bit off. Like, I wish the Bayern game was on a different time compared to the other Premier League games, because as you guys know, I also follow the Premier League games as well. And when the Bayern game isn't on, I do watch the Premier League games as well. So yeah, and I think the Arsenal game is still going on against Everton. Oh, it's over. Arsenal lose 2-1 to Everton. Man, speaking of Arsenal, the only thing I have to say about Arsenal is that I think Arsenal at this point are going to get relegated. Seriously, at this point, Arsenal just are going to get relegated. Like, let's be honest, they're going to get relegated. There's no other way to say this, because Arsenal, without a doubt, in my opinion, have been playing the worst football I've ever seen. Seriously. Barca versus Valencia. I didn't watch that game because it was super early and I was sleeping. But based on what I can say is that Barcelona, they're not going to go far in the Champions League. Like, that's the only thing I can say about Barca. Maybe, and the question is, are they going to get relegated to the Europa League? Because recently in La Liga, man, Barca, they've just been playing sloppy football. Like, yeah, Messi equaled Pele's record, but at the same time, Barca, man, I don't know what else is there to talk about Barcelona, because the only thing I can say about Barcelona is that they are a complete mess at the moment. Like, Coman, I think that they're going to need... I mean, I don't know what Barca need to do in order to be a good team, because they're just failing to produce the results they need. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say about Barca. So, yeah. But, going back to this game, I think Coman, he played absolutely incredibly well today for Bayern. Like, I think he's the best dribbler on the team. Yeah, Coman, without a doubt, I have to say he's a better dribbler compared to Sané and Gnabry. But I'm just hoping that Kingsley Coman is going to be all right, because man, if Kingsley Coman is going to be out, then it's going to suck. Because I'm reading here that he suffered a possible hamstring injury, and if we don't have Coman for the Champions League, then it's going to be a big blow to Bayern, because Coman, he was absolutely incredible in the Champions League final against PSG. I mean, he's the only person that scored the only goal for Bayern in the Champions League, and it's just injuries, man. The thing about being a Bayern fan is that I hate dealing with injuries like this, because, in the past, we've had injuries, with Robin and Ribery, but man... So it says here that Coman may have pulled his left hamstring, okay? So, I think that, I think that a pulled hammy is going to be recoverable before, I mean, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but hopefully he can recover with his hamstring before, as long as Coman can come back before the Lazio game, then, hey, I think Bayern are going to be good to go. Because, God forbid, if Coman is going to be out for an extended period of months, then it can be a big blow to our hopes of repeating as Champions League winners. Seriously. It can. But, hey. So, I'm currently looking at the player ratings right now, because I'm on Twitter right now. And according to player ratings, Lewandowski, why a 7.9? He should have received at least a 9.0 rating. For coming in the clutch, that should have been a 9.0 rating. Why only a 7.9 for Lewandowski is beyond me. Müller, he was great today. He got that assist for Lewandowski. And Müller, speaking of Müller, man, Lewandowski-Müller, still showing why they're the best duo. I think they're... I mean, when it comes to the duo, I think that Lewandowski and Müller, they're going to be... I think they're better than Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, if I'm being honest here. I know it might sound biased, but the Lewandowski-Müller combination is crazy. Alphonso Davies, 7.1 rating. Gnabry 7.5. He was alright today and all that. But in the first half, though, that goal by that Leverkusen player was a work of beauty. Like, for him to just net that goal like that, that was a good goal, I'll admit. But that was terrible marking right there for Bayern. But anyways, ladies and gents, so I don't know what else to say about this game except that Bayern, Lewandowski, he came up in the clutch. And that's what matters today. But I still think we should do something in the transfer window. Go after another winger. Go after a midfielder and maybe a center back. I think those are Bayern's area of needs. So I would love to see Bayern go after a player in the transfer window, because that's what we need if we want to repeat as Champions League winners, is more depth. I think that the more depth that Bayern have, then the better. Because you look at Liverpool, they have depth. And that's why Liverpool can still do good in the Champions League, mainly because of depth. That's what Bayern need too. So I think that as long as we can have the depth and not deal with any injuries, then we should be good to go. So I think that's going to be it here with the video, because I got nothing much else to say here. I think I already said what I had to say in this video here. So yeah, man, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys later. Y'all